We're live.
What's up, guys? Got
Oh,
Chance
hello.
over on my left. I got Grady in the bottom left, and Johnny is
Howdy.
on vacation, but he wants to be here because we
I
continue
miss
to work
everyone.
hard even when we're on vacation.
That's right.
So it's our weekly podcast, of course. Click Gaming. So we're going to go over upcoming events, contracts, and just some kind of general topics of esports this week, last week. Anyways, so upcoming events, we have Overwatch coming up on Saturday. Then we got a Marines contract, so sign up for that. It's a 1v1 gunfight on Call of Duty. 42 players signed up right now. Going to be a lot of fun. $250 prize pool. Like I said, going to be a lot of fun. Be very competitive. I'm sure the pros that always play in our leagues or our tournaments are going to be there. That's for this weekend. On the 26th is Overwatch. 27th is Gunfight. Johnny, you want to talk about our upcoming contracts a little bit?
Yeah, actually, so we have a couple, like I said, a couple ones coming up. We have the Marines that you mentioned. We have another Army one, but there's a couple cool ones we're working with. So we're working with Langston University, which is based in Oklahoma, for a Call of Duty event for the alumni on campus. We're also working with one for the Special Olympics to get that involved with our partners at OCU. And I got a couple, like I said, I'm meeting up here in Denver in 2 days with a big CBD company. Like, these people here have like relatives in like the Hells Angels, so they know a couple people. So it's one of those they won't be messed with in case something tries to happen. So it should be good. But I mean, there's everything's moving in the right direction. So we just put that hammer down like we always do.
Yeah, we got also Camp Quality coming up at the end of November.
That's right. The Canadians, our Canadian friends. Yeah,
that'll be Rocket League. It'll be paid to enter, but part of your money goes to prize pool. Part of your money goes to the charity of Camp Quality, which they help with children with cancer and blood disorders. Great charity, and we're glad to be partnering with them and working with that.
Yeah, so you said half is going to
half is going to go to prize pool. So know that some of your money, it's not going to us. It's not going to. It's just going to the winners of the tournament, and then the other half is going to go to benefit their charity. They're working with other people to get some sponsors going to help boost the event and bolster it up. Let's see. Next topic. That's kind of the rundown of what's coming up and some things that we're working on.
Evan, what are some games we're trying to add right now? I know we're trying to get some more games going for like streaming and then some more games going just tournament wise. What's some games we're trying to add?
So first off, we're going to add Overwatch. We're going to get a big stream going this weekend. We're trying to add that. We added some PCs to kind of expand our arsenal of what we can stream and provide production value to sponsors and to the gaming community. Something that I pride that Click Gaming doesn't do is we don't profit off the gamers. So if you pay to enter, it goes to prize pool. We don't take any of that money. It goes all back into the community. That's something, like I said, I pride ourselves on. But another game that's going to be coming up is going to be League of Legends. That's coming up at the beginning of October 3rd. And then Valorant at the beginning of November. So probably about 5 weeks out. November 7th, Valorant. And any other games you can think of, join our Discord. It's below. Join that. We have a suggestion tab to let us know what kind of game that you play and what you want to work on. We added Brawlhalla not too long ago. We're going to be working on Smash, right? Johnny, I think we're going to work on that when you get back. And then some physicals as well, right?
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to get some physical Smash going on. Just we're gonna do the COVID safe, the 6 feet thing apart. We'll have a splitter inside. That way, one person is on each monitor, but they're playing on a single console. Hand sanitizer. But yeah, we're gonna try to get some stuff going probably the next few weeks up at one of the CBD joints up in Oklahoma City. So it'll be a good time. Hopefully, like I said, if those that are worried about COVID, If they want to stay home, hey, that's fine. We respect their decision. And those that want to come, hey, come rock out with us,
Yeah, and I think that's important to be. If you don't feel comfortable sitting next to somebody, even if you both have masks on, that's perfectly fine. We're going to accommodate you. We got splitters. We got extra HDMI cables, just to help keep your distance so that you feel comfortable and keep everybody safe.
Yep.
Something we don't want to do
Safety
is
is the number
compromise
one
the
priority.
community. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Next topic is going to be Nintendo. This is something that Chance mentioned last week to me. We were talking about the Nintendo Switch, how it's so expensive. It's still, a used one's almost $300, which is kind of
so
crazy.
popular. People use it all the time. People take it on trips, on airplanes.
What's such a cool concept, Grady?
Yeah.
Because you can have it, it's a handheld, but also you can plug it into your big screen monitor or big screen TV and play.
Yeah.
It's got all your
so many
favorite
people
games.
like the PlayStation
aren't
4.
gamers.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Grady.
I'm saying so many people I know that aren't gamers have a Switch, and it's crazy that they shove out of everything they pick a Switch to buy. They could get a laptop, they could get all these different things, I guess, and they get. I mean, because those people I know didn't get a PSP or one of those, and then they get the Switch. I don't know what it is with the Switch.
Yeah, I was gonna bring up PlayStation Portable. It's like Nintendo Switch is like the PlayStation Portable, but like everybody actually used it, right?
Yeah.
PlayStation Portable was a thing. Like people bought them, and then nobody actually used them. But the Switch is like, oh, we're gonna buy these and actually use them all the time, right? Like
I think it's
like
because you don't have to. You don't have to have your CD plug into it. I don't know.
Yeah, they had those weird CDs, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like little tiny ones or whatever, and you had to carry on those, and they got all scratched up too. So it was like a whole mess. So you don't have same games as you're playing on your PlayStation. Remember,
but even
cards are different, right?
in that vein, Game Boy Advance, those weren't even that popular.
Right.
I mean, kind of. But
Game Boy Advance had a niche. Like, there was a subset of people that loved Game Boy Advances.
Y'all remember the pixel art that you could draw and then send to other people's Game Boys? Y'all remember
that? No. I didn't have friends. So.
You could send them to they didn't have to accept the pictures. Huh. So I remember sitting on the bus and I would draw penises and then send them to other people's Game Boys.
Cute.
Nice.
He said on the bus. That was actually last week on the bus. So
yeah.
He was taking public transportation last week, and he started sending everybody Game Boy Advance digitized.
I was the only one though.
Zero people on the bus that had a Game Boy Advance.
But kind of going off, why people are buying the Switch is their games. But what is so good about their games is nostalgia.
Yeah, no, it's all nostalgia, dude. Nintendo made a ton of games back on Nintendo 64. They had a killer for several years there, right? And made every game you ever can imagine. And then now they're just remaking all those games, and just that's literally Nintendo's profit. It's just hey, let's make a new gaming device and then remake all these old games.
So they have AAA titles, they have Fortnite and stuff like that, but I don't. Do y'all think Fortnite is what is getting everyone to buy? It's surely not. It's all the old titles, right? I mean, I guess.
For our generation.
But then
again, you can't play Call of Duty on a Switch, right? A bunch of the big esports titles you can't play on a Switch. I mean, you can play Fortnite, but that's because everybody that has a Switch is 14.
I think it's party games because now you go to people's houses or whatever, they put their Switch on. You have Super Smash Bros. Everyone 4 people, or I guess however many people have a controller can play that. You have what's the trivia game that everyone plays? Jackbox.
Jackbox is fun as hell.
Yeah, so I think it's party games. That's good for that too.
Right. Yeah, and I mean the fact it's portable and it's all the same games, that's super nice, right? You can take it on a road trip. You got all your saves. You can plug it in your TV or whatever, play it at home, right? You keep your same games. All your save points are there and everything. So super nice, super handy, right?
Yeah.
Well, what was that on the Wii? They used to have the Wii. Was it the Wii Sport? No, that's a game. There was a handheld
Wii
that
U?
like maybe Wii U.
Wii U
The
is a
Wii
thing,
U is
right?
handheld, yeah.
It had but it connected to your Wii, didn't it? And so like you could
Yeah.
have like your Wii U separate from your Wii, and you could play games like I'm trying
It
to
was
think. There was a
huge.
game that I played.
Like the console itself, I feel like was ginormous.
It's a lot heavier. It looks like a lot heavier than a Switch, but that connected to your Wii, and so like I feel like that's kind of where they got the idea. Maybe is
Maybe
Yeah,
go in that direction.
yeah.
But like also, Nintendo doesn't make nice consoles. They make cheap consoles. Like they don't make things
Yeah.
that like you always like Xboxes are always pushing the like, hey, super high quality games. Like it looks great. Like especially with the new Series S and Series X coming out, like 1440p and 4K. Like they're actually pushing the limits of what we can play. PlayStation the same way. They've got all this like new technology for texture mapping and how the texture compression and everything works. Like they're pushing the envelope. Nintendo's just like, we can play on a TV. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we have Mario. Want to play
We
that?
can hook up on an HDMI. I'm pretty sure.
There's
That's
another
Nintendo.
console
Like
you can play Mario
we can
on.
run. Yeah. We can run a game or two.
We're gonna release Mario, but it's 3D this time instead of.
Exactly. So like they don't even have to try on like releasing a nice console. It's just like release something that barely plays it and you're good.
Yeah. What about?
John. Go ahead, Jordy.
No, you.
I was just say, Johnny, what's your thoughts on the Switch? Like, how is it integrated with like kind of gaming events?
So with the Switch, it does help out, especially since Smash is the primary reason for a Switch. It's a lot easier, just plug and go. And the cool thing is, let's say that you want to. All right, so someone brings theirs and they have an extra character that you might not have. So now you take your Switch out of that, you drop theirs inside, and bam, you're done. So it's nice and it's universal in that aspect, compared to where we'd have to have memory cards or we'd have to download someone's profile, then download the game. You could just easily just drop Switch and go.
Yeah, and maybe it's just Smash, but like from a TO standpoint, you only have to have one console per game. So like Call of Duty, you have to have a console per player. And the standard for Smash is just put 4 people on one console and they can have a tournament.
Oh, you can put 8 people on it, dude. Yeah, you can put 8 if you want to. But yeah, usually for Smash, it's either ones or it's twos, which is either 2 people or 4 people. But either way, you can still fit comfortably on a 24-inch monitor and grind it out.
You say 8 people?
Yeah, there's been 8 people. Like you can have up to 8 people on Smash Bros.
Really? I guess I'm just living in the GameCube days where it's 4. I didn't know it'd do more than 4. I thought it was still 4.
Nope.
Bro, retro games. When are we going to do a retro tournament with GameCubes?
Dude, I want to do a retro thing with some Mario Kart 64.
Mario Kart 64? Yeah.
Evan can carry all the old CRT TVs in.
My old man back.
Oh, they're going to complain about frame rate.
Yeah. I'm only getting 29 frames a second. What the heck's going on?
If we're done with this topic, how about the new 30 series graphics card releases?
I'm excited.
What about those? Yeah? You see they sold out like in 2 seconds?
Yeah, but have you looked on eBay? Like all those cards are sold out or on eBay right now?
$14,000. $14,000 for 3080.
I mean, I don't know if they're actually going to get that, but all those cards are sold out immediately or all on eBay to like doubling their money or something.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping they actually bring prices down on graphics cards. The last
for the 20 series,
2 or 3 years, cards have only gone up. Like we have not seen cards go down in the last 2 or 3 years since the 10 series came out, basically from NVIDIA. Yeah. And so I'm hoping that the 30 series comes out and we actually see prices drop. Hopefully Corona goes away.
1080
we get in stock,
going for like 800 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean basically new cards and used cards are the same price right now. Like
a 1080 Ti
go back to used and save money.
I was still going for like 700 or 800, and the 3080 is 600, right?
Yeah. It's like super cheap comparatively. Like it just demolishes a 2080 Ti, and then it's cheaper. So I'm hoping it brings car prices down.
Yeah, I am too.
When I
That'd be
got my
nice.
2070, I got it for $200 cheaper than a 1080 Ti on eBay. Now, I don't know the performance differences, but obviously a newer gen graphics card is something that I wanted. So I don't know.
Well,
Chance, do you know
Nvidia's
those?
basically been on the 80 is a 70 is a 60 in the next generation, right? So a Ti would be an 80 would be a 70 would be a 60 would be a 50 in each generational jump, essentially. The 30 series kind of blew that out of the water, but that's been for a
Yeah,
little
so
while. So your
the
1080 Ti
2080 Ti,
would probably be about 2070-ish, maybe hair better, but
yeah.
Which actually my graphics card is getting repaired right now. Rest in peace. Gigabyte.
But you don't get those ray tracing cores. Evan, have you used your ray tracing yet? You turn on ray tracing?
Yeah, well, I got to figure out Call of Duty, man. It only uses my CPU.
Fortnite just released that they support RTX now, so that's exciting, right?
Fortnite?
Yeah,
That sounds useless.
they just
I heard
ray
Minecraft
tracing.
supported it too. Like that sounds useless.
Yeah.
Like Minecraft. Why do you need ray tracing in Minecraft and Fortnite? Like
Those
The
shaders,
pixels
man.
need to be shiny
yeah,
pixels.
you need the perfect lighting on your cartoon character.
Yeah,
It's shading. It's shading. They have it. Like they have certain shaders you can install, like aftermarket
Yeah, you
shaders,
can get
and
shader
it can make
packs
it
that
look really nice.
actually look really good. Yeah, I agree.
Huh.
But I mean, if you don't have those shaders, then there's no point. But I mean, I know the like still photos of ray tracing versus like non-ray tracing, like is leagues better than.
Oh yeah, like with ray tracing on, it's a billion times better. Like with shadows and lighting and reflections and everything, like it's way better. But also the 20 series was like it wasn't powerful enough to actually take advantage of it. So it's like, oh, I want ray tracing on
No,
with a decent
it's
resolution.
minusculely better
You run
than
40
the 10
frames a
series.
second. Like, no, you know. So
Evan, have you seen the
30 series
benchmarks on the 30 series?
No, I have not. I don't. How much better is the like efficiency and like just
So
power?
the 2080 Ti is literally like half the performance or more than half the performance, or I guess less than half. I don't know. The benchmarks on the 30 series were beating the 2080 Ti by like 80 to 90%. So like
yeah, like double performance for the
the
same
jump,
for
There's a
SKU.
the
good
jump
reason
from the
they're
10
sold out.
series, yeah. So the jump from the 10 series to the 20 series was like 20%, I think, on the benchmarks. And then this jump now is like 70 to 80%, and it's cheaper,
Yeah, it's lower
like
price and it's
significantly.
huge performance gains. So
It's crazy. People are
Well, not right
going
now.
crazy
They're
over
still
it.
more expensive.
yeah, I think you can run 4K with ray tracing on now with the 3080. Like it'll
At
actually get
like
enough frames per second to
at
make
like
it where you can
70
play
frames.
it. Yeah, like where
Yeah,
you can play 4K with ray tracing on.
yeah. It's actually insane. And apparently, like the consoles are going to be comparable, which is kind of hard to believe.
See what
Like the new
happens.
gen consoles usually have like comparable specs, and they're going to be like $600. So
Well, I'm interested. So like, the Xbox Series X is using AMD GPUs, right? And AMD, it's a
yeah,
full AMD console, right? And so we technically haven't seen the next gen AMD graphics cards yet. I think October
Big
28th is their
Navi's
release
going to be released
date or whatever.
after the last 30 series card. So I think 3070 is going to be the last one released. It's going to be the most affordable one, and then I feel like a few weeks after that, AMD said that they're going to release their graphics cards, which is
Yeah, I
going to
think
be so
October
hard to beat that.
28th. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be
Yeah,
hard to beat, but also like, I mean Microsoft went with AMD for a reason. So like these things could be pretty
yeah,
solid, or maybe it's just a good value. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure that Nvidia cutting the prices, like it's not going to feel good on AMD side, but supposedly they got something coming, so we'll see.
it's
Well,
going to be
how
exciting.
much on the Xbox? How much was the retail when the original Xbox One came out? I'm about to look it up.
I don't
I
know.
want to say 500.
50? That much?
It was
I
expensive.
feel like it's more. Yeah,
See, everything of course says Xbox Series X.
it
Right. You've done
was
Xbox in, so
three.
like Google's thinking
It
you
was
need
500 at
Xbox
launch.
Series X.
It was 500. Okay.
Yeah, 500 at launch.
Okay, so it was comparable to what this one is.
Which
For
that's
whatever
the
reason I was
price.
thinking it was more expensive.
That's the price
Well, you
of a
say
3070
comparable.
graphics card.
Yeah, you say comparable though. That's comparable to the Series X. Like that's the big boy console, not the Series S, which is like the normal people console.
What did they? How much did they say that the Series X was going to be at? They set a
300.
price, right?
Yeah, $299
$300
versus $499. Yeah, $299
Yeah.
versus
So like normal people
$499.
console is $300.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I said.
What?
Like, like compare that to a
How?
PC.
Well, I think
Yeah.
they really
PC
listened to
dog,
the community this year.
$300.
Like,
That's a $300 is a Ryzen 7 3700X CPU.
Yeah,
Like
like
that's
just the CPU.
2 generations ago. They're mid-tier CPU. That's the
I think
price of the console.
they thought they were going to lose the communities. I think because people were like, "Oh, it's going to be this big bad thing." Like, okay, I can do it in 4K. Like all this stuff, it's going to have all these things, and people are like, "Oh yeah, it's going to cost $800." And it's like, no, I don't want that. I want a PC if it's going to cost me $800. Like I spend an extra $400 and this thing's going to last me, like 6 years, 7 years, maybe 7 years. 7 years might be put.
Apparently, it's going to be built more like a PC. So they've said that you could replace parts. So maybe that is also what they're going for. I don't know.
Well, they are going
What's
for
the
a better
PS5
solution for the hard drives and
gonna
stuff,
go
right?
for?
Xbox hard drives and like add-on cards and stuff. Like they are going for a lot
Yeah.
better solution than prior with some of
Yeah.
that.
Proprietary
But
technology.
PlayStation went the whole other way. Is like, oh, you can't touch any of this. I don't remember if PlayStation do external hard drive still, but like the new PlayStation, like they went nuts on you can't touch anything. You're using our stuff. Like
It's
deal with it.
huge. Have y'all seen how big it is? Y'all need to look at like a picture of the size comparison. It's ginormous.
Yeah.
I
They were
just saw
going-
something about it on Twitter about how huge it was.
It's huge. It's ridiculous.
But yeah, no, they were going nuts. PlayStation had that big deal about they're redesigning how their graphics engine works with a new PlayStation, and so they've got dedicated hardware to work with the graphics engine they're building. Or I say building, it's probably already built because they're releasing it soon. But yeah, no, they apparently rewrote their whole graphics engine to support some new hardware based technology, like to speed up rasterization and speed up texture fills and stuff.
See,
So the
Whereas
PS5
Xbox
is
went like, hey, off the shelf Ryzen stuff and RDNA 2 off the shelf. So Xbox went the off the shelf stuff. Yeah, PlayStation went nuts
for
with.
size comparison. It's I'm still stuck on this. Sorry, it's 4 switches stacked on top of each other. That's how tall it is.
Cute.
it's almost 16 inches long, isn't it?
So
what
if
I'm
you
seeing.
stand it up on its side, it's 400 millimeters tall. So I don't know if that.
Yeah, so 16. So yeah, I just looked that up. About 16 inches.
That's insane.
That's massive. I kind of want to transition to Rogue Company. They just announced like a new update like a couple hours ago.
Have y'all played it?
I have not. I don't have a code yet.
Loser.
Sorry. I haven't been watching any of the drops and stuff. I don't know how you got it, Johnny. I don't know if they gave it to you because you're cool. But they added custom matches, so that means we'll be running tournaments here coming up. Like we'll probably schedule one for November.
Do you need a code to run it?
I think so. It's in beta, isn't it? Johnny, you might know.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's in beta. I remember I downloaded it at the house because I think I gave Stokies one of the extra codes.
The guy that said it's not going to be an esport.
Right. Because I asked
I don't
you
know
one
how I
day,
feel
no
about-
one spoke up but him.
I don't know how I feel about third-person shooters. Like for the gunplay, I mean, so like that's the problem I had with
For me-
Fortnite. Like third person's
Yeah.
not fun.
For
Like as a
me,
shooter.
third person
I
is
think
like
every
watching a
13-year-old in the
monkey
country would
screw a
disagree with you.
football.
Yeah. So like, what makes you good in Fortnite isn't like how good you are gunplay wise, like it's building, and I think third person has to do with that.
Well, I mean, you
I
just
don't
camp a lot more in third person. Like,
Yeah, building would be hard in first person. Be much harder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like third person. I'm not a fan of third person shooters, but Rogue Company looks pretty fun.
I know that there's some guys asking us to run some stuff, and I was like, hey, we don't have private matches yet. Like, there's not a thing that we can run.
Right.
But if they added it, as of 2 hours ago, they released it. Custom matches. Here's the update notes 4 hours ago. So, and actually, 100 Thieves just announced that they're going to have their team. They're going to have a team for it.
Already?
Yeah, they already announced they're going to build a team.
Is there SBMM already? Or like, do they have ranks?
I don't think so. I have no idea.
Just like prove that you're good enough? I don't know.
Yeah, 5 hours ago, they tweeted saying 100 Thieves with crossing over to Rogue Company coming soon.
I'm going to DM them number 2 Rogue Company player in the world.
I'm the best in the world, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think that'll be an interesting game for esports. Just because it's third person, and 2, what's comparable to it? It's like Valorant, like CS:GO, right? But it's third person.
Yeah.
Johnny, do you?
Yeah, the last third person game that's out there that's been on the comp scene has been Gears of War. So with this being a different thing, it could it could make some waves. But I mean, of course, we said the same thing about Valorant being a CS:GO killer. Well, CS:GO is still going strong, so it just depends on once COVID drops, what's going to go where, and that's how we'll be able to tell if it's going to be great or not.
I know a lot of the competitive Gears of War players love that game and like
Love Gears or love Valorant?
Loved Gears.
Oh, okay.
So like, if a new Gears comes along, I mean, from what I've heard, Gears was a really fun comp game.
Well, that's some of your big streamers. Yeah. What? High Distortion, Nick Merckx. Didn't they play competitive?
Yeah, they all came. Ninja, I think, came from competitive Gears also.
I know he was a competitive Halo, but I didn't know about Gears. Are there going to be any BRs that go competitive? Like,
I think
okay, Fortnite's competitive, but like apparently it's not considered really an esport.
I mean, Call of Duty has their little. I guess they're not paid out, but like they have competitive matches with the pros.
Yeah, they have those like pro tournaments and stuff, but it's not really like a league by anybody.
Yeah.
No, like DreamHack and stuff, they've had like Fortnite and a couple of Apex here and there, but it's just a side compared to a main esports title now.
It's probably hard for them because, I mean, okay, say you had Warzone, that's 150 players that you have to provide equipment for. Logistically, that's very tough. Because
Fortnite, they ran out a whole stadium, right?
Yeah.
So they were like world champion. It was the entire stadium was filled, and with the players.
Yeah, and they had week long like qualifiers, which was really cool about Fortnite that they had like those qualifiers open to everybody. So I thought that was pretty cool. I wish more games would be like that. But it's probably more realistic for BRs than anything else, because like you can't really open up pub matches. I guess you could open up teams like for ranked or something, maybe. And like if you grinded away on the ranked playlist in Call of Duty, maybe you could like get recognized by like some teams or something. But it all relies on how like your market exposure and how good you are. All those things have to tie together.
Would you have to have a team for solos, duos, trios, and quads? That would be.
So Fortnite only did solos and duos, I believe. Yeah, I think they only did, I think, and then creative. They did creative, which was more like fun. I mean, it was still competitive, but they didn't do all of them. But Apex, the only thing they really do competitively is trios.
Well, yeah, because they only have a trio mode, I think. I don't think that you can even go in as solo, right?
You can do solos, duos. I think they had quads for a little bit, but those are like rotational. Those aren't solos. Might be around all the time. I don't know. I'm not a big Apex player.
Apex is only 3 people per team.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's only trios. Trios are the max.
I thought they had quads for a little bit, but I could be wrong. But I think those other game modes are like swapped in and out. They're not consistent. Johnny, I want to go back to one of your points about Valorant. Why has it not taken off like they expected it to, like CS:GO?
Well, like I said,
In your
it could
opinion.
honestly just be COVID. Yeah, in my opinion, I think it's COVID because it does throw like the Overwatch factor into there now of having spells or this or that with your characters. But there has been some great tournaments. Like other companies have done 10 grand tournaments. Now, don't get me wrong, CS:GO has been the leader in that, doing $1 million tournaments. But I think once COVID stops, say major companies like DreamHack, UGC, whoever tries to put that on, and once they put that price pool out, they'll tally numbers, and if the numbers do swerve more to that, then they might go one side, or hell, they might do both at one. They might have a CS:GO and a Valorant. CS:GO Masters might be the $250,000, etc., and then Valorant might be 50, or we might see a switch. It's so once we see what the lands do, will help us figure out who's going to be the better king of which situation.
It's
Yeah.
It's hard though to get CS:GO killer. I mean, CS:GO was on ESPN, I think, and then it was on Spike. Like every whatever weekday, they would show the CS:GO league, and I don't know if Valorant would get to that point.
Yeah, it's going to have to grind if it wants to get to that point, honestly. There's a lot of grinding. Like I said, yeah, it's a fun game. I mean, it's a free game, just like CS:GO is, but you've got to make sure that the talent sticks and stays with it, because I mean, it could be good for the amateurs of CS:GO, but not the pros. Because let's say an amateur team is so great at it, but then they suck ass at CS:GO. Of course, they're going to want to stick with something they're good at because this is an easy gravy train now.
Yeah.
Well, I think the spells add such a weird dynamic to it.
Right.
But this, speaking of CS:GO being around for a long time, kind of reminded me of a comment Chance made year and a half ago. Chance probably doesn't remember making this comment. He makes all these random comments about how Fortnite should have stopped improving their game and just focus on the next one. I don't know, Chance. I don't know if you remember talking about that.
Yeah, I was on the side of because Fortnite's been a thing for a while. It's been a thing for quite a while now, right? And so I was on the side of okay, they hit a home run on Fortnite. They need to be pouring every dime from Fortnite into making 20 million more games, right? They just need to make a ton more games and see what blows off again. Because okay, they got lucky, right? They got Fortnite, but now they're spending money on Rocket League and they're doing all this weird stuff. Why didn't they just pour a ton of money into spinning up a bunch of dev teams and making a bunch of new games, right? Fortnite's making money hand over fist for a while, right? They were making so much money they didn't know what to do with it. So
yeah.
I was wondering why they were doing a lot of work for updates and changing different players and adding all this stuff. Why? Fortnite's gonna die, right? It's kind of been more than a fad, but also it's definitely going down. And anyway, that was my side of the coin. Why don't they just pour a ton of money into just having a bunch of dev teams make a bunch more games and try to get something else to pop off? But that's all what they did, right? They're started acquiring stuff, and I don't know, they're doing all sorts of weird stuff. But we'll see how they end up.
Well, that's why did Microsoft acquire? I don't want to say the name wrong. Starts with a B. Bethesda. Yeah. Why did they acquire that?
Starts with a B.
Because
right?
enormous games that have cult followings.
Microsoft's always been that we have a lot of money, and so we can make whatever work. That's Microsoft's style. Just here, let's pour a ton of money at it and see what happens. Because they have so much money from back in the freaking 2000s, when they made all their money from Windows. That's Microsoft's play right now. Is they're just buying everything under the sun. They bought GitHub, Bethesda. Just every week, Microsoft announces buying some new company. So it's just they're just playing let's just buy a ton of companies and hopefully one of them pans out.
They thought about buying TikTok.
Yeah, that didn't go through. Somehow Walmart and Oracle got the freaking contract. I don't know what that was about, but
Did y'all see the Apple and Fortnite feud?
yeah. Apple kicked Fortnite off. Like, can you
What was the
imagine
deal?
how much money that freaking Fortnite makes off the Apple Store?
So Apple takes 30% of all purchases off of any app that they have. So Fortnite makes $1 billion off of their in-app purchases, and Apple's taking 30% of all of that. And Fortnite was like, "Hey, y'all should drop it down to like 15%." And Apple was like, "No, fuck you."
Was it
So
was it
then,
that? I thought they went around Apple and they didn't. They only ran
so they,
some of their.
they first said that they had a problem with the 30%, and they're like, "Hey, we want you to charge less for not just us, but all of the apps on your
Right.
platform. Like 30% is a lot."
Right.
And Apple was like, "No, fuck you." So Fortnite made it so where you could in-app purchase strict like through their app, not through the App Store.
Right.
Like bypassing that.
Yeah. That's what I was
Apple
thinking. Is like they circumvented
yeah,
App
Apple
Store.
App Store. So then Fortnite stalls the updates on the App Store. So they're like people all playing on the iPhone are just playing against other people on the iPhone, and they
Right.
continue to update on the other
So they couldn't
platform.
play. They couldn't play public matches anymore or something.
Yeah. Yep. So it was all that they sued each other. I don't know. I haven't looked into it recently.
Apple's gonna win.
But what do you? I don't think
Apple
Apple should
sues
win. I think
everybody for everything.
30% is so much.
Oh, it's a lot, dude. But Apple sues everybody for everything. They have world-class lawyers. I promise you, Fortnite doesn't have the resources / money /
Cash.
They
like
have so much money,
connections
though.
to get
They do have
the
a lot of money.
lawyers that Apple has. Because you got to think, Apple sues everybody for everything, all the time. So
Yeah.
their legal team is top notch. So I guarantee Apple wins.
Well,
I'm behind
Amazon doesn't even
Fortnite.
take that much. Amazon, when you
No.
sell something on Amazon, what is it, like 15%? 10%?
Yeah, and Apple's taking 30% of
When
all
you-
of their apps on the App Store.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, they're
Because
kinda
I
assholes,
thought
but-
Amazon was ripping us off, but they also provide a service of not only is it the platform, but they also ship it for you and warehouse it for you. I mean, you pay a little extra fees for that, but I mean, they're offering a service unlike the only service the App Store has is what, the platform to be on their phone.
The fact that you
Convenient.
can be on an iPhone.
Yeah.
The fact that your app can be on an iPhone.
The fact that everyone has an iPhone, so you need to have a means to publish it from.
What about Android phones? Do they take any? I'm sure they take some.
They take some, but not as much. So they kept
like
so
80%
Fortnite
or
kept
something.
their apps up to date on Android. So Android, PC, and console could all play with each other, but iPhones couldn't. So if you looked on eBay, people were selling iPhones with Fortnite on them because
the updated version or something.
Apple took Fortnite off of iPhones. People were selling iPhones with
That
Fortnite
was the
on
thing
it
with Flappy
for like
Birds, right? That was the thing with Flappy Birds for a while.
Flappy Birds all over again.
Flappy Birds
all over again.
That game was the worst.
But I think on the Play Store you can do in-app purchases that don't go through Google Play. Maybe they changed it recently, but I think you could do in-app purchases that don't go through Google Play. Google Play charged you for just the basically credit card fees plus some money for Google. They weren't interested in making a ton of money off the App Store, whereas Apple's like, no, we want all of your money because we're Apple. Which is why Apple has cash in the world. Like Apple,
and we're just like, take our money. That's okay.
You said you're coming out with a new one in 6 months. I'll be there.
Apple's sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars in cash. For that very reason, right? They just charge you out the wazoo for everything, and everybody buys it.
Yeah, people line up to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Last one? Like, hey, this iPhone's $6 billion. Are you interested? Oh yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah,
we're gonna stand in line for 3 days.
Yeah, we'll be there. Don't worry.
Well, you speak of doing that. Have you seen all these people now that are buying these PlayStation 5s and Xboxes and now tripling the prices, damn near putting them on Amazon and eBay and crap?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's like that. Just like those 3080s, the people are doing that too. I mean, I saw a 3080 for when you said something about it, Grady or Chance, and I looked on there and there was some going for $1,600.
Yeah.
Or best offer, but But I mean, what was that,
Yeah.
Johnny, you sent earlier? Somebody was selling their Xbox One pre-order with an extra controller for $1,000.
Yeah, and that's somebody that we know. I won't say his name on podcast, but you should see the link. But I'm like, really, bro? Just because you're trying to hustle, get the shit out of here.
Right, he was first in line though, so
Yeah, I don't know. I can't blame you for that, honestly.
I think for a while it was getting bigger, right? Like it's been a thing forever of like pre-orders and stuff. People get in on it early and then charge some more, but it's getting
Yeah.
pretty crazy recently, especially with Corona. You
Well,
can't buy anything anyway,
I mean,
so it's like
people buy it. Like, you can't blame them because people will buy it. Like,
all you gotta do is wait 2 months, and then all of it will be at stock, and you can tell them to go hop in a lake. No, I'm not paying whatever the ridiculous amount is, right? But if you want it
someone
now, and
will.
you didn't
Right.
get a pre-order, then
But
you know what you get.
So there, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when Xbox 360 came out, and this was sold on eBay, you might be able to find pictures, but you remember how they always come in their cardboard boxes with the logos, and of course all your guts are inside those boxes that you pull out. Some
Yeah.
dude sold the actual outside cardboard box of the 360 for $611. Even his listing said this is for the box only, nothing inside. And then someone's like, "Oh, this is he bought it and he tried returning it." It's like, "No, all sales are final because I sold you what you bought. It's not my fault. You're an idiot."
I didn't try to ham it. I didn't try to hide it. I mean,
people will always
Yeah.
buy something. Yeah.
well, Pokemon games are outrageous. Like if you get a sealed one, like you get a sealed like gold or something. I mean, obviously those are super rare, but those sell for like $1,000. Like,
Yeah. If you get an old, like, red, like, that thing will go for some money.
hey, congratulations to
Well,
us
that's
though.
like
We're 2,900 people in our Discord. Sorry, go ahead.
yay!
Nothing, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you know nowadays that whether it's a WoW account, Apex, COD, Halo, whatever, if you can get, let's say for instance, I grinded out a Damascus. Let's say I grinded the Damascus skin within 3 weeks. That's pretty fucking grindy. But if someone wants it, someone would pay me $50 just to brag. Hey, look, guys, I have the Damascus skin. That's how gamers are nowadays. They will buy other people's gamer information just for bragging rights, just to try to be cool.
But they won't pay
Yeah,
$10 for charity.
Yeah.
Right.
I have.
Like for a while, like RuneScape, that was a thing, right? You buying accounts. Like that's been a
So
buying
my
accounts been a thing for a while.
you can go and like go to a league account selling website and like see the value of your account. I have a lot of skins. I've been playing League for a long time. I got all the champions, all the skins. My account would be worth like upwards of like $60, just so someone doesn't have to waste the
$60,
time. Well, I mean, like that's a good amount, like to buy an account because you can't.
The amount of time you put into that
Your
account, though, like, I mean, that's a good deal
I don't-
if you know what they count. But like, person selling the account, like that's
There must be a lot of people
terrible
selling
deal.
them. There must be a lot of people selling them.
I don't know. I just like when it's a free to play game, like you can get the champions for free. You don't have to pay any out of
Gotta
pocket.
grind it
I
out,
mean,
right?
like, yeah.
Well,
No.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, if I wanted it, like $60 sounds like way less time investment than actually trying to play the game and get everything right. I mean, if I multiply the dollars per hour I make, like, hey, is this a good deal or not? Yes, it's $60 is definitely a good deal. But like you enjoy playing the game, like, but like just from a business sense, $60 sounds like a great deal.
Yeah.
Oh, before we forget, Fortnite and Rocket League are doing a crossover event coming up. I'm guessing because Epic Games bought. Yeah, Epic. Well, since Epic Games bought Rocket League, or they bought the whole company. What is it called? Psionic.
Yeah.
They got bought by Epic Games.
Right.
Games going free to play tomorrow or today if you're watching this on the 23rd when this goes live. It's free to play on the Epic Games store. So, but they're doing a crossover event with Fortnite.
What's a crossover event?
Like Rocket League stuff will be in Fortnite.
You can drive a car in
awesome.
Fortnite?
Well,
Well,
Fortnite
it's
stuff.
where you can drive cars now.
Rocket car, maybe they'll have some special skins. Nothing's not super released, or there's not a lot released about it. Let's see. Event starts on October 12th, so it's a little ways away, but
Couple weeks.
they're hyping it up already.
Can you build in Rocket League? That's the question.
That'll be the new game mode. That'll be the new game mode.
I'm gonna build my car.
Build ramps. Dude, like I see people playing tournaments. Some people playing tournaments, like they don't even need a ramp. Like they'll just be flying through the air the whole game.
No, it's not fair. It's insane. Rocket League is the one game I refuse to play because I feel like a child when I play it.
It's like I've seen some people like they're flying the whole game. Like I don't think they ever touch the ground. They just either touch the wall or like just like I'm just like holy cow, guys.
And I hop once and I like get upside down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna quit.
Yeah, but people touch the ball 7 times while they're flying across the freaking map. Oh, it's crazy.
Well, guys, it's been time. Do we have anything else? Anything else?
Food for thought. Why the frick did Fortnite buy Rocket League?
I couldn't tell you.
I have no clue.
Maybe it's
I
more.
don't have a good.
Rocket League's been out forever. They're making it free to play.
Maybe it's the
is their
dev team
goal?
more. Maybe it's more about the dev team. I don't know. That's kind of my thought. Is maybe the
I'm
dev
assuming
team.
they're gonna like turn it
Rocket
like
League
in-app purchases on, right? They're gonna in-app purchases are gonna be a thing, and they're trying to make money that way. But like Rocket
Well,
League's
they
been
already
out
have,
forever.
or they used to have the loot box system, right?
They still have
And
it in
they
Rocket League.
changed that. Oh, they still have it?
Yeah.
Do they still have the like real money market like CS:GO had? I know they used to have it on Rocket League. I don't know if they still do.
Kinda. I mean, here's the cool thing about Rocket League is that let's say if you have a skin and I have a skin, you can trade it, but the downfall is it only goes towards that console, so I can't trade an epic skin to a PC guy and vice versa. Makes me
Wonder
sad.
why.
Interesting.
Okay, well, if nobody else has anything else they want to talk about, wish luck to Johnny for talking to some potential contracts in Colorado, and
Good luck, Johnny.
Oh, thank you. So kind.
but anyways, this has been Click Gaming's weekly podcast. Subscribe, like, follow social medias below, and we'll see you next week.
Adios,
Bye, everybody.
muchachos.
See ya.
Brr.